silence. That single word holds more power than most of us realize. In the quiet, unseen forces begin to stir. Today, I will reveal secrets of prayer that most never uncover, secrets that can draw miracles and even touch the hearts of souls waiting for light. True prayer does not rush. It does not beg. It begins in stillness. Shaolin teachings have long held that stillness is not emptiness. It is the gateway to clarity, the doorway to focus, the path where the spirit and heart align. Yet, few understand how this quiet can awaken forces far greater than themselves. Those who master this art of silent devotion often find that the world itself bends in response, subtly yet undeniably. In this video, you will learn how to harness that stillness in prayer, how to align your heart and mind with divine will, and how to cultivate a presence so profound that it draws blessings not only to yourself but to others around you. You will uncover principles rarely spoken about, ancient wisdom passed down through Shaolin masters, tied with the timeless teachings of Christ, revealing how deep, mindful prayer can open doors that remain closed to ordinary effort. We will explore practices that sharpen awareness, strengthen faith, and invite miracles into the everyday, showing you how discipline, patience, and compassion converge to create a magnetic pull toward the divine. By the end, you will see prayer not as words spoken but as a living force that transforms, guides, and uplifts. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire. Subscribe now and join us on this journey of mastery, stillness, and the hidden power within true prayer. Every word spoken leaves a trace in the air, a ripple that moves far beyond the sound itself. I have seen how careless words scatter energy like leaves in the wind, weakening the very prayers meant to call miracles. In prayer, every syllable holds weight. Every pause, every breath carries meaning. When the heart speaks without focus, the spirit struggles to hear. Shaolin training teaches that precision is life itself. Every stance, every strike, every movement is deliberate, rooted in intention. The same principle applies to prayer. Words are more than sounds, they are vessels of energy, carriers of intention. To pray without mindfulness is to send your message into the void, unanchored, easily lost. But to speak with purpose, words shaped by surrender, gratitude, or unwavering faith channels energy with clarity. It becomes a bridge, not a scatter, drawing the divine closer with each measured phrase. Consider this. When you whisper thanks from a truly humble heart, the universe leans in. When you release control and speak only in faith, unseen forces respond. Shaolin practice teaches the mastery of small acts, and prayer is no different. Each word is a motion, each sentence a stance. Hesitate, reflect, and speak with intent. Let your lips carry the weight of awareness, not the noise of distraction. Through this discipline, prayer becomes alive. It does not merely ask, it aligns. It does not shout into emptiness. It resonates with the soul of creation. The quiet power of intentional words, when combined with stillness and presence, creates a resonance that moves both heaven and earth. This is the art hidden in simple phrases, the mastery hidden in deliberate breath, the secret that transforms ordinary speech into a conduit for miracles. There is a subtle power that arises when the mind, heart, and spirit move as one. Prayer touches a deeper dimension when thought, emotion, and essence are aligned. Yet most of us carry fragments of unrest, anger tucked beneath our smiles, doubts that whisper in quiet moments, distractions that pull the mind like restless currents. These fractures, unseen, create resistance. They mute the voice of the soul and cloud the clarity that prayer requires. Ancient masters understood that true communication with the divine begins within. Shaolin teachings speak of harmony not just in the body, but in the inner world. Every posture, every breath is a mirror of the mind. To approach prayer without first reconciling inner conflicts is to knock on a door that cannot fully open. Mindfulness is the lantern here, revealing hidden corners of the self. It does not demand judgment or suppression. It invites recognition and integration. Anger acknowledged can dissolve, doubt examined can transform into inquiry, distraction observed can fade into clarity. Discipline in this practice is quiet but relentless. It asks for moments of reflection before words are spoken, for stillness before intention is declared. When the mind is settled, the heart softened, and the spirit focused, prayer becomes a single, unbroken current. Its energy flows unhindered, carrying sincerity like a river to its source. This alignment is more than preparation. It is mastery. It is the cultivation of an inner field where seeds of faith and gratitude can grow strong, where each word of prayer resonates with authenticity. The unseen world responds to such unity. Miracles are drawn not through force, but through a presence so whole, so attentive, that the soul's energy moves in harmony with divine will, awakening paths and opening doors that remain closed to scattered intention. The greatest forces often emerge, not from sudden bursts, but from quiet, relentless devotion. Miracles rarely appear to those who pray, only when convenient or in moments of desperation. They are drawn to those who return again and again, with patience and unwavering intention. In this there is a lesson older than any temple, older than the written word, a lesson of endurance and fidelity. Shaolin masters have long known that mastery is forged through repetition. Every stance, every strike, every breath is honed not once, but 1,000 times, until movement becomes instinct and strength flows naturally. The same principle applies to the soul. Prayer, practiced consistently, transforms from a mere act into a state of being. Each return to stillness, each measured word, deepens awareness, opening the heart to subtle currents that often go unnoticed. Through steadfast devotion, the soul learns to listen. It perceives guidance in quiet nudges, in fleeting thoughts, in moments of clarity that arrive like soft light breaking through dawn mist. This is not magic in the way the world understands it. It is alignment, cultivated through discipline, patience, and surrender. Consistent prayer sharpens perception, strengthens faith, and cultivates a resonance that mirrors the very rhythm of the universe. Ancient teachings remind us that the path to miracles is not dramatic, it is steady, like a river carving a canyon through stone. Repeated devotion shapes the inner world until it reflects divine order. The heart attunes to unseen patterns, the spirit grows receptive, and the mind learns to distinguish true guidance from distraction. In this quiet persistence, prayer becomes more than words. It becomes a living practice, a channel through which the unseen reaches the seen and through which the ordinary can become extraordinary. There is a quiet trap that many fall into, believing that the strength of prayer lies in forcing outcomes. Yet the more we cling, the more the current of divine energy slips through our fingers. The desire to control stifles flow, like grasping at water and watching it vanish. True power lies not in force, but in alignment, in learning to move with the unseen rather than against it. Ancient masters understood this instinct. Shaolin philosophy teaches that mastery is not domination, it is harmony. The body, the mind, the breath, each must follow its natural rhythm. When action is aligned with purpose, when intention is paired with surrender, strength multiplies effortlessly. The same applies to prayer. Its potency does not come from insistence, from demanding answers, or from expecting outcomes to bend to human will. It comes from full engagement, coupled with complete release. Prayer, at its deepest, is a bridge. It stretches from the heart of the seeker to the heart of the divine. Crossing it requires both courage and trust. Courage to let go of certainty, trust to step forward without knowing what lies ahead. Discipline cultivates this balance. Each act of mindful surrender, each moment of quiet faith, trains the soul to hold devotion without grasping, to offer intention without forcing the path. The miraculous often arrives not as a direct answer, but as a shift, a subtle rearrangement of circumstances, a gentle guidance that opens doors unnoticed. In this space between effort and surrender, the spirit finds freedom. Prayer becomes less a petition and more a dialogue, a rhythm of alignment with a higher will. Here mastery is revealed not in control, but in the ability to move with trust, to act decisively while releasing the outcome, and to witness the unseen responding in ways far greater than the mind could command. Close your eyes for a moment and feel the world beyond the senses, a light that stretches far beyond what the eyes can see, a presence that quietly moves through everything. In this space, souls are drawn like moths to a flame, guided not by force but by the gentle pull of awareness and faith. This is the subtle art of visualization, a practice the Shaolin masters have used for centuries to direct energy and sharpen intention. In meditation, the mind becomes a canvas. Every image, every movement imagined shapes the flow of internal energy. When this is applied to prayer, the act transforms. Visualizing souls moving toward light, toward clarity, toward divine presence is not mere fancy. It becomes a channel, a magnet, drawing both intention and outcome into alignment. Faith is the current, and imagination is the vessel that carries it. Discipline in this practice is quiet but essential. It is not enough to picture once and return to distraction. Repetition, focus, and presence build momentum. The mind learns to hold the image steadily, the heart learns to pulse with sincerity, and the spirit learns to act in harmony with unseen forces. Over time, these visualizations cease to be imagined, they become felt, lived, and anchored in reality, influencing not only the seeker but the world around them. This is inner mastery in its subtle form, the ability to shape energy through attention, to align thought and faith, to participate in creation without forcing it. Each prayer, each visualization is a thread connecting the human to the divine. In this weaving, miracles are not commanded, they are invited, drawn naturally by the resonance of intention, faith, and the disciplined use of the mind's power. Breath is the silent rhythm that carries life, unseen yet ever present. Inhaling, exhaling, the body moves in a steady tide, and the mind often drifts, lost in the currents of thought. Yet when we breathe with awareness, each inhalation becomes an invitation, each exhalation a release. Deep, conscious breathing grounds both body and mind, drawing us into the present moment where prayer is no longer just words, but a living exchange with the divine. Ancient masters understood that breath is more than survival. It is energy, a bridge between the physical and the spiritual. Shaolin training begins and ends with breath, teaching that control of this simple rhythm shapes awareness, sharpens focus, and steadies emotion. The same principle applies to prayer. When inhaling with intention, peace floods the inner landscape, tension dissolves. When exhaling, doubt, fear, and distraction are released like smoke vanishing into the sky. Presence is the true power here. Without it, prayers scatter, carried away by wandering thoughts and hidden anxieties. With it, each word, each silent longing, resonates fully, reaching deeper layers of consciousness and connection. The mind becomes still, the heart opens, and the spirit stands ready to receive. Subtle signs, gentle nudges, and the quiet whisper of guidance become clear, no longer drowned by inner noise. Discipline in this practice is quiet but profound. Repeated, mindful breath transforms ordinary moments into portals of awareness. It trains the soul to recognize patterns, to feel energy, and to act with clarity and patience. In this calm alignment, miracles are not distant events. They are sensed, perceived, and drawn closer by the steady rhythm of the breath. The act of being fully present becomes both the practice and the path, the channel through which the unseen touches the seen and the ordinary becomes sacred. True power is never contained. It moves like water, expanding beyond the vessel that holds it. Miracles, when born from the heart, are not meant to serve only the self. They ripple outward, touching lives unseen, stirring change where intention meets need. Love and compassion are the channels through which this energy flows. They are not sentimental gestures, but disciplined acts of alignment with the divine order, a force that shapes reality quietly, steadily, and profoundly. Shaolin philosophy has long taught that mastery is measured not by strength or skill alone, but by how one serves the world. A warrior who hones technique only for personal gain remains incomplete. The true master's energy flows toward protection, healing, and guidance. The same is true in prayer. When words are offered with empathy, when intentions reach beyond the self, they carry weight, resonance, and magnetic pull. The energy generated in selfless devotion opens doors that remain closed to solitary desire. This practice requires subtle discipline. It asks the heart to stretch beyond comfort, the mind to remain aware of others, and the spirit to recognize interconnectedness. Each act of compassionate intention strengthens the invisible threads that connect human hearts, linking prayer to tangible change. The unseen world responds to such alignment. Souls are drawn not by loud proclamation, but by the quiet force of a heart committed to love, patience, and service. Through consistent cultivation, empathy becomes a lens through which the world is perceived, and prayer becomes an instrument of transformation. Miracles then are not only received, they are shared, multiplied, and sustained. Inner mastery is revealed not in control or command, but in the ability to move outward from stillness, to offer energy without expectation, and to allow the flow of love and compassion to guide both intention and outcome. There is a world beneath the surface, quiet and subtle, moving in patterns that often go unnoticed. Shaolin mindfulness trains the senses to perceive these shifts, the faint change in the air, the rhythm of a passing shadow, the energy that pulses just beyond ordinary awareness. In prayer, the same attentiveness becomes a bridge to the divine. Small synchronicities, gentle nudges, fleeting feelings, these are not accidents, they are whispers from the unseen, responses that guide, correct, and illuminate. To cultivate this awareness requires discipline. It is not enough to speak words and wait. One must listen, with the mind uncluttered and the heart open. Each sensation, each inner impulse carries a message. The body remembers what the conscious mind might overlook. The more deeply one practices, the more natural it becomes to sense the unseen currents, to recognize when guidance is offered and when the soul must adjust. Prayer, paired with this vigilance, transforms from a simple act into a dialogue, the faintest stirrings, an idea that arises suddenly, a gentle intuition, a feeling of clarity, become signs of connection, reminders that the divine is not distant but present, weaving patterns through every moment. Faith grows not in certainty alone, but in the ability to discern these subtle cues, to trust in what cannot be seen, but is deeply felt. Through this quiet mastery, the practitioner learns patience, presence, and humility. The energy of prayer becomes precise, responsive, and alive. Spiritual growth is reinforced not by force, but by sensitivity, by learning to read the currents of life as a master reads the wind and water. Each small recognition strengthens trust, deepens alignment, and creates a steady rhythm between intention and response, between heart and the unseen forces that guide it. Prayer is not confined to quiet moments or folded hands. Its power flows into every choice, every gesture, every interaction. When practiced deeply, it shapes behavior, guides decisions, and weaves itself into the very habits of daily life. The words spoken in solitude gain weight only when mirrored in action, when the heart's intentions are reflected in the way one moves through the world. Ancient teachings remind us that mastery is not found in repetition of phrases, but in embodiment. Shaolin masters train tirelessly, not merely to perform techniques, but to live them, each motion a reflection of discipline, awareness, and purpose. In the same way, prayer reaches its full potential when it becomes lived wisdom. When patience, compassion, humility, and clarity emerge naturally from the practice, the soul aligns with higher rhythms, and the energy of intention begins to resonate outward. This integration requires constant presence. Moments of irritation, hesitation, or doubt become opportunities for refinement rather than distraction. Each choice made in alignment with prayer strengthens the subtle channels through which grace flows. Over time, patterns emerge. Decisions guided by inner clarity, habits formed from disciplined awareness, and a heart that responds to life with both courage and discernment. Through this steady practice, the soul's connection deepens. Prayer ceases to be a separate ritual and becomes a living current that animates thought, action, and perception. Miracles are not distant interventions, but natural byproducts of alignment, subtle shifts, unexpected opportunities, and synchronicities that reveal themselves when intention is consistent and embodied. The ordinary transforms, and the unseen begins to respond, revealing the quiet, persistent power of a life lived in harmony with prayer and personal mastery. Prayer is not merely something we say, it is something we live. When stillness quiets the mind, when words are spoken with intention, and when actions flow from compassion, the heart opens to a connection that goes beyond routine or ritual. Every act of mindful devotion, every moment of alignment, strengthens the soul and allows divine presence to move freely through life. The teachings of Shaolin remind us that mastery begins within, in patience, awareness, and disciplined practice. Mindfulness guides us to release control, to observe without judgment, and to act with clarity and purpose. By embracing these principles in prayer, we create a life where miracles are not sought but naturally drawn, where transformation is reflected not only inwardly but outwardly, touching the world around us. Take these lessons into your daily life. Begin with moments of quiet reflection. Let intention shape your words and let love guide your actions. Allow prayer to become a living current, one that strengthens your spirit and quietly shapes the path of those around you. May your practice open your heart, sharpen your awareness, and draw both light and grace into your life. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If this message resonates, like this video and subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire so we may continue exploring the path of inner mastery, mindful living, and the hidden power of prayer together.